I'm joined by Heli Greus, the Product Assurance and Safety Manager for ESA's Hera Mission. Heli, give us a status update about Hera. Whereabouts are you at the moment?
Well, we are actually quite exciting phase because end of the last year, we had the satellite PDR preliminary design review where we see where all the equipments are put on the satellite. And now at the beginning of the year, it has been really busy days for us because we have gone through all the equipment qualification reviews. Now we are on a subsystem level, starting to see how the things are starting to come together in the preliminary phases.
It must be so interesting seeing everything start to come together like that. I'm fascinated by your job title, the Product Assurance and Safety Manager. Tell me what that role entails.
Well, I actually get this question quite a lot because it's easier to say that what engineer is doing, but what is product assurance? So my job is to make sure that all the equipments, starting from components, materials, and so on, that everything is qualified and can actually sustain the Hera environment once it's launched. Well, in Hera, since we are in such a tight schedule, we have equipment that has flown before, some who even have 20 years, first launched 20 years ago. And then you ask, but why you are looking for the components? Surely they're all qualified. But if you think, let's say television, if you think how the television looked 20 years ago and how they look now, there's a huge difference, especially on the technologies what are inside. So it's my job to make sure that all the new technologies which are inside the latest model are still qualified and can be flown.
And this qualification process, this is the way we make sure that all these components can withstand the temperatures and the radiation environments in space. It sounds like a very challenging thing to be doing. What's the most challenging thing that you're working on for Hera?
The most challenging thing is when we don't have the equipment heritage, when everything is starting from the scratch. So then you have to qualify everything. So starting, of course, you hope that there are some components which are already have been qualified. But then if there's something really new technology that we want to try, there's no previous experience. So we have to come up with a qualification plan and how to qualify in time for Hera.
It's so interesting as well. All this process that's now going on. The sort of the heritage of this idea of planetary defense and the Hera mission, it stretches back quite a long way at ESA. They were a very early space agency, I think, in recognizing the need for planetary defense. And if you go back to the sort of the 2000s, you have the Don Quixote mission study, which is sort of effectively what DART and Hera are planning to do. It must feel really rather nice to actually be building hardware now and getting this mission going after all this time.
Yes, it is. Personally, I haven't been that long in Hera project, but those one who have been there since the beginning, it was so nice to see on 2019 when we finally got the funding. And they were so happy, so exciting that we can finally start building the Hera satellite.
I cannot wait to see it launched. What would you say is your greatest sort of hope for Hera now that you're fully in there in the mission? You're invested in it. You know, you're working towards this tight schedule. It really is. What do you hope happens with the mission?
Well, there's 2 points. One is on a technical side, because it's really exciting to see a spacecraft which is kind of can do kind of a driverless car, so it goes around and without us being involved with it. So that is something that we are trying with Hera, and also of course the CubeSats that going and landing to the Dimorphos. So that's something completely new. And on the science side, of course, we are hoping to get a lot of good data that all the scientists can then go and investigate, and hopefully we will come up with a technique that how we can deflect the asteroids.
Yeah, I wish you all the best with it. And one of the most exciting aspects of this to me as well is the sort of driverless car aspect that you mentioned there. You can't really hold an orbit around these objects. The gravity isn't there, so you have to kind of constantly drive, and the spacecraft is so far away. I mean, this is really pioneering stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's really exciting. So all the team, all the industry, and all the scientists are really exciting about this spacecraft.
Fantastic. Well, so are we, Heli, and we're going to keep inviting you back to keep telling us more and more about Hera as it unfolds, as we get closer to launch, and as we finally see Dimorphos when it gets to the Didymos system. So thank you so much for joining us on Asteroid Day.
Thank you.